Hi guys. It's been an interesting day today, right? I mean, like, have you guys been watching any of the basketball? Suddenly Derrick Rose is playing vintage and the T-Wolves are smacking up on the Rockets. The Pelicans sweep the Blazers. Crazy times today. Anyway, we're going to open a few things tonight. We've got some baseball and some football. Our baseball will be a couple of boxes of 2012 Signature Series, one of the Hit Parade limited edition boxes. Then we'll open a football mini helmet and a half case of Contenders draft picks. So that's kind of what we're looking at tonight. But before we get started ripping the plastic, we've got a little information to go over. First up there, thanks to everybody who is joining the break. I appreciate everyone who bids with me and breaks with me. Many of you chat with me and keep me informed of scores and all that as well. So thank you to everybody for joining. Secondly, my feedback is completely automated on eBay. So what that means to you is you never have to wait on me. As soon as you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get it in return. Next up, we'll take a quick look here at the auctions that are coming up over the course of the next 5 days. These are things that are already listed on eBay, available for bidding now. And I do put new stuff up most every night, and it usually runs for 5 days. So tomorrow, note that we are starting 15 minutes earlier than normal. We're going to start at 9:45 instead of 10. We'll do a half case of 2011 Prime Signatures football, and then the last full case I have of Diamond Kings baseball. On Monday, we've got a multi-sport jersey, an autographed football, not helmet, but an actual football. Another full case of National Treasures football that I just came across this week. And we'll do another half case of Contenders Draft Picks football. That'll be the start of a new case on Monday night. On Tuesday, we'll do a full-size helmet and the back part of Contenders Draft Picks. On Wednesday, once again, we will start early that night. We're going to start at 9:30. We'll do an autographed baseball jersey and then a half case of 2018 Bowman baseball, which comes out that day. Thursday, we've got an autographed jersey, a 2017 plates and patches, one box break, another half case of 2011 Prime Signatures, and we'll do the back half of the Bowman baseball case that we start on Wednesday night. So that's what the days ahead look like. For tonight, 3 of our breaks are free shipping, 1 is paid. Anytime you have an item with completely free shipping for me, it's going to go out approximately 6 to 7 days after the auction ends. Might go sooner. If you have something else going in the meantime, it'll hitch a ride and get out the door a little faster. Otherwise, we're looking at roughly Friday for things to ship from the 2012 Signature Series break, from the Hit Parade Limited Edition baseball break, and the Leaf Autograph Special Edition mini helmet. Our paid shipping break tonight, that's Contenders Draft Picks. I've got it listed for Tuesday. There's a strong possibility I can get it out to you earlier than that, i.e. Monday, but we're going to leave it Tuesday to be on the safe side, and that's kind of what we're looking at there. Finally, if you do not pull something in a break, you are entitled to a consolation card for your team. It can be from any year and any series. It will typically ship with your next hit or your next package going out. If you do want it to come earlier, that can be arranged. You just need to shoot me a message over on eBay and let me know. First up tonight, 2 boxes of 2012 Panini Signature Series baseball. This is break number 2, so the second time we have broken this. And of course, everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, the 21st of April on eBay. You'll see team names there on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right-hand side. So one of those spreadsheets, of course, will go up before the start of every break. So if you're not in this particular break, you're still going to get a chance to see your name across from your team when we get to your product. Right now, you notice that the background went out of focus. That is by design, but we're still going to be able to see everything with no problem. And finally, our last little bit of housekeeping. If you are watching live and you cannot see chat, how to participate in it or view it, right now there's nothing typed in chat, but if there were something typed in there, basically there are 2 things you need to know. One is that you need to be signed in to YouTube to view and participate in chat. Second thing is, if you happen to be watching on a mobile device, tablet, phone, whatever the case may be, you will need to click on that link that says you want to view the desktop version. And that should get you all hooked up in the way of chat. I see that T. Cassidy's in chat now. Hi, T. Cassidy. How you doing tonight? All right, so we've got 2 boxes here of 2012 Signature Series Panini Baseball. First up, a little A-Rod for the Yankees, of course. Whoops, we've got somebody flying around there trying to stick to the back of the other card. Buster Posey for the Giants. And Mariano Rivera. I don't always say Riviera. I always say Riviera. I don't know. David Freese for St. Louis. Followed by Roy Halladay for Philadelphia. We have a numbered card here. Starlin Castro, numbered 210. So that is a nice low number insert. I guess that's technically a proof is what it says on there. Let me get out some thick card sleeves for these next ones so I don't have any problems with them. Our first rated rookie out is Freddie Galvis to 299 for the Philadelphia Phillies, of course. Another rated rookie coming behind that, that is Matt Dominguez. That is also numbered to 299. That one, of course, for the Houston Astros. And then we have a signature for Andre Ethier to 99. Another Freddie Galvis. What are the odds? 1 in each box. This is also out of 299. And this, of course, a game ball signature. So a couple of Freddie Galvis coming out there for Philadelphia. Austin Romine to 299 with the MLB Players patch on there. Manufactured patch, I think that is. And then Will Middlebrooks to 299, our last rated rookie. So we'll buzz through our hits here again out of 2012 Signature Series, just in case you didn't catch it the first time. Some people might be logging in just now, or if you're watching the uploaded version later and you just scroll to the end. Either way, here's our hit recap out of these 2 boxes of 2012 Panini Signature Series Baseball. Got a lot of rookies in here. This product has a really strong veteran checklist too. And the last break, we did pull a pretty low numbered Ernie Banks. This break was more rookies, but overall, we've got some more of it. We'll break some more of it, and I'm sure we'll find some more nice veterans somewhere along the way as well. Although, you know, it's not a rookie class to sneeze at with Mike Trout in there either, so I don't think we're going to complain about the rookies either, right? Getting the spreadsheet set up here, and let's take a look at that once again. If you are in this upcoming break for the Hit Parade Limited Edition Baseball Box, please take a moment to review the information there in regard to your anticipated shipping date, as well as what happens if your team is not pulled in the break. This is one box of 2018 Hit Parade Limited Edition Baseball. It is break number 1. First time we've busted into this one. It came out, I don't know, maybe a week or 10 days ago. I'm just now getting around to getting into it. And, of course, like everything else, it ended tonight, the 21st, and we're live streaming it tonight. Anything you see with a no bids buyback designation, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. Those are just orphan teams. No one gave them a forever home. So if anything comes out for one of those teams, it'll hang out here with me. Otherwise, it's heading out the door to you. Many of you are probably familiar with Hit Parade. You know they do these things in series. So every time it is a 100-box series of whatever it is that they're producing, they always hand number them on there and like that. And of course, this is one of the kind of like signature series that they had before last year, but they're calling this one limited edition. So for what that's worth. And here's a nice little Bowman's Best, Rafael Devers for the Red Sox. That's actually a nice little hit there for the Red Sox Not that I thought it would not be a nice hit, but I mean, I don't know. I wasn't expecting to see Devers, I guess is the thing. But nice little hit there for the Red Sox on the Bowman's Best on card auto. So that one also not much to recap. One card. One encased card, and it was a good one. That will roll us next into our autograph mini helmet. And if you are in this break, please take a moment to look at your anticipated shipping date and the info about what happens if your team is not pulled in the break. This is a 2015 Leaf Special Edition autographed mini football helmet. And this is the first time we've broken the 2015 Special Edition. Of course, you know I break all kinds of mini helmets of all different brands, and we break lots of full-size ones too because they're fun. So I just thought 2015 might be kind of interesting. It has a slightly different checklist, of course, than some of our stuff that we've been opening recently. So I thought it might be fun to travel back and see what we can pull out of here. If I can manage to get it in the box, that is. I seem to be making a mess of trying to get in here tonight. I've definitely got to get a new utility knife. Get a new blade. I've let it get so dull, but I'm always afraid I'm going to somehow cut my hand off. So I don't know. Oh, and we have pulled a college one, so we'll have to look up this guy and see where it needs to go. This is Barry Switzer, but it's on an OU helmet, so you know what that means. We're going to have to look it up by number of seasons and all that kind of jazz. So let's look that up real quick. Bear with me while I work on that. Come on now. Trying to get my iPad to load and it's not wanting to help me out here. Well, come on, buddy. So it looks like he played for the Cowboys only. Is that what looks like? Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's coaching. Coaching. I'm looking at the wrong spot. I need to look at playing. Oh, my gosh. Did he never play in the NFL? Did he only play at Oklahoma? Maybe. Maybe he only played at Oklahoma. All right, I'm trying once again here to see if I can see anything else about it, but I think that's it. I think he only played at Oklahoma. Can that be right? I'm sorry, I know this is taking a minute, but, well, he was the coach of the Dallas Cowboys for sure, Ohio baseball, but he didn't play for them. It looks like he only played in college ball, but that's what I'm trying to just double check and make sure of. And that's really kind of, yeah, that looks like it. So, okay, so I'm not really quite sure, I'm not really quite sure what to do with this one. So let me go to, we're going to have to look this up because I've got to look at how I have the rules written on the actual web page to see exactly how to do something with this that follows the way I say we'll do it. So bear with me a second while I get to that. Because usually they've played at least one season. I mean, this is kind of crazy. I've got to get logged in here, sorry. Oh, no, Jimmy, you're thinking of Ryan Switzer. You're thinking of the rookie from this year when you're saying he plays for the Dallas Cowboys. This is Barry Switzer. So I don't even think they're related, actually. I think they're two different Switzers for sure, but I don't think that they are related. So bear with me here. I'm trying to get a listing up. It doesn't really matter which listing. They all are going to have that special circumstances area at the bottom. So as soon as I can get one pulled up here, then we will put it up on the screen and take a look at it. Of course, naturally, why would eBay want to cooperate with me and actually open anything? It just wants to sit here and spin with the nice little hourglass because, hey, why not? What fun. All right, now we're making some progress. The hourglass has gone away. That is a good start. All right, now let me bring you along with me and let's see if we can't figure this out. So this is not multiplayer. So here we go. Collegiate is what we need to do. So he's not active and he's not retired either. Okay, so that's going to be unsigned or undrafted. This is where he's going to fall to then, because he was never drafted or signed with an NFL team. Well, I'm not going to retain it, so that doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, I know that's what it says, but that's not what I'm going to do. That really doesn't apply to this. I'm going to say it doesn't apply to this. So then that means, yeah, okay. Well, we'll just go to random, I guess. We'll just use random.org because I don't see anything in there that specifically deals with it other than that. So I think we're just going to go to random. Yeah, he is a coach, Ohio Baseball Card Exchange for sure, but he's not, he wasn't a player. Gosh, I don't know. Maybe I should, well, I thought I had every possible scenario covered in those special circumstances, but we definitely don't have this. And of course, it just says Oklahoma on the bottom, so there's no pro any designation at all. Everything is collegiate. He was never drafted. Clearly, I'm not going to keep it myself. That doesn't make any good sense. So, you know what, though? He was at least affiliated with the Dallas Cowboys because he was a Dallas Cowboys coach. So my kind of inclination is that it goes to the Cowboys. If someone strongly disagrees with that, then you need to speak now or forever hold your peace. But that's the only NFL affiliation he had, was as a coach. And of course, when we look up the special circumstances, it came through and said that it would be retained by the breaker, but I'm not going to retain it, obviously. So the way it stands right now, I believe we're just going to slide that on over to the Dallas Cowboys. That is where he coached, and he coached there for like a zillion years. So like 15, 16 years, a long time anyway. And since that's the only major league affiliation that we have for him, that is where we're going to send that bad boy. All right, guys. So if you are in this break coming up, which is the paid shipping break, is Panini Contenders Draft Picks Football. This is a half case break. We started this case last night. We're finishing it up tonight. I'm anticipating a Tuesday ship date. That's what I have listed there. I think there's a very good possibility I get this out to you on Monday because I had a tremendously productive day today and I got a ton of stuff out. So that is what I think about that. I see we have some people going back and forth here discussing random versus the Cowboys. Somebody says they don't think the Cowboys should have it just because Cowboys as a whole get enough stuff. But really, guys, I mean, that is the only NFL team that he was affiliated with at all was the Dallas Cowboys. I know he did not play there, but he did coach there, and it was something like 16 years. And since that wasn't covered in, you know what? I wonder if we had anything that talks about coaching. Let's see. Let's go back to our special circumstances area for a minute. I didn't think about that. If I have anything that talks about coaches in here, I might have. So let's see if I do. And that would tell us something if there is. Oh, here we go. So I do. Celebrity, announcer, coach, mascot, etc. See, I knew. I just didn't even think about that a while ago. All right. So if it is that features a celebrity, an announcer, a coach, or other subject not previously noted, isn't part of a listed blah, blah, blah. It's not that. Obviously, I'm not retaining the category. And the team designated is collegiate, so that doesn't really help us. Or blah, blah, blah. Then, well, okay, then this goes on to say if it doesn't have a team designation, But it does. It's just a collegiate one. Via random.org. The exception is assigned custom jersey, which is not, well, this is other signed memorabilia. This is, if signed memorabilia is pulled with no team name visible, it will be awarded to the team found on the checklist. There's no checklist. And he's not an active player. He's not a retired player. Yeah, so see, it just keeps it, it just kind of goes into a circle there. So, you know, that's kind of, it kind of keeps going circular, other than obviously it said up in the very, very early beginning that it was breaker retained, but I just don't have any intent to retain it. I don't want to retain it. I want to give it to one of you guys. Just why do they have to make it so hard by putting people like that in there? That is what I don't get. All right, well, it looks like we're about, you guys are about evenly split here in terms of the chat, whether it's going to be Cowboys or whether it's going to be random. And again, nothing in the special circumstances covers that particular scenario, which kind of, I really did not think I had any scenario that wasn't covered. Well, it is covered. It's just I don't like the way it's covered, because it's covered by saying I would retain it, that the breaker would retain it, which I do not want to do. So technically it is covered. Just really the reason in there that it says that the breaker would retain it, I never assumed it would happen with memorabilia, is just because sometimes when you're opening collegiate products and maybe you're opening them way after the fact or something, and somebody wasn't drafted at all, and it's like some player that was never drafted, and then you don't want to have to go random like a 50-cent card that you find somewhere in there. So that's kind of the reasoning behind why it says that the breaker would retain it. I never intended it to have to apply to memorabilia or something like that. So that's, yeah. So unfortunately, I don't have a specific thing other than breaker retained in all of that information. This is numbered to 99, and remember on this, guys, this is by the first letter of the last name. So this being Darren Carrington will go to the C's. And all of our spots in here are sold that way, by the first letter of the last name. We're going to find a whole bunch of these Collegiate Connections cards, and I'm going to set them aside, because of course they have two different players on them, which will have two different first letters of last names in most cases. And from that point, we will use random.org at the end of the break to figure out which player on each of those cards gets that particular card. Hayden Hurst for the H's. So yeah, I think I'm just going to stick, guys, to my original assessment on the mini helmet. So, I mean, technically it does say breaker retains it. I'm not going to retain it, but what I am going to do is award it to the Dallas Cowboys, which that just makes sense to me. That's the only NFL team the guy was affiliated with. He was with them for a lot of seasons. It's not like he was a coach for 5 minutes. He was there for many seasons, and to me that makes the most sense. Mike Hughes with the H. And nothing really in the description leads us to anything other than breaker retained, which the breaker retained it and then awarded it to the Dallas Cowboys. How about that? Jim Armstrong is looking for a Lamar Jackson autograph in here. Jaleel Scott for the S's, numbered to 99. And unless I say that it's an on-card auto, assume that these are sticker autos. I think we'll probably find a couple of on-cards in here, but we're also going to find quite a few that are the sticker autos. So basically I will call it out if it's on card, and if I don't call it out, then the assumption you can make is that it is a sticker. Pat Mahomes, numbered to 99. On our little insert there for a bowl ticket. Our hit is Jaylen Samuels for the S's. We had a ton come out with the letter S last night. Like so many more than I would have expected. I actually stayed up really late last night and I sorted the break from last night. So this is how I know that there are a lot. There were a lot of S's in there. So many. A redemption. We're going to flip it and we're going to leave it there until the end of the break, and then we'll flip it over and find out who it is. Last night we had a redemption for Saquon Barkley, numbered to 23. So it was well worth the wait for that one, although I think we pulled it out of the last pack of the last box last night. All right, next up, Josie Jewell for the Jays. We're so close to the draft. I can just feel it. I'm so anxious to get through at least the first night. I mean, they're going to televise the whole thing this year. So there's going to be a lot of draft coverage. Like, frankly, probably more draft coverage than we need, considering how long it will go on over the course of 3 days. And here we have Doris Fountain. But I will have to, well, I guess I'll be doing a break, actually, so I won't get to watch all of round one, but I'm sure I can watch some of it, and I'll DVR it and watch the rest of it after the fact. I'll have to remember to turn off the ESPN alerts, though, because they'll pop up and spoil it for me. While I'm doing the break, they'll start popping up on my iPad if I'm not careful. Adrian Peterson, that is numbered to 15, and that pattern is Mojo, right? I think that's the Mojo pattern. I have the worst time remembering all of the pattern names that Panini assigns to things. Dante Jackson. So we have a Jackson for you, Jim. It is not Lamar yet, but we have Dante for you, so we're getting you on the right path anyway to find something good. Out of this pack, it is Philip Lindsay for the Elves. Sounded like I said elves, didn't it? I didn't say elves, though. I said elves, but it sounds like elves. Basically, one of those collegiate connections is going to be in every single pack, so we'll have a pretty good little stack of them by the time we get finished with this. And the way I will award them is we'll use random.org, and I'll type in left side of the card, right side of the card, and then whichever side that random chooses, of course, it'll go to that player the whole way down. Leighton Vander Esch, this is for the V's. We established that last night. His last name is actually Vander Esch. I wasn't sure if Vander was his middle name or not, but it's not. It's his last name, so it goes to the V's. And we pulled him a couple of times last night, and then again here tonight. So we have a lot of Leighton in this particular case anyway. Mike White for the W's. For some reason, I I think I just did the math wrong. I thought that they had more cards per box than what we have. I probably could have done these as full cases, but I did not somehow calculate the correct number of cards per box, or we probably would have done it that way. Jalen Samuels for the S. Because this is a very manageable number, both to break and to sort. I don't really, the ones I dread the most are the baseball when you get into Topps Series 1 and Series 2 and Update. Those jumbo cases that have a half a case is 1,500 cards. DJ Moore for the M's. That's about the max of what I like to break or sort at one time, 1,500. Even really, frankly, that's probably about 200 or 300 more than I would prefer to do in one setting. But anything under that, usually, anything under 1,500, we'll just go for it. But somehow I think I just counted this one wrong. And of course, it's all already listed, so like I can't go back and fix it now. So we'll do the next cases half and half as well. Kaiser White for the W's. But if we break a third case of it, then we'll switch to full cases. Of course, I've got Score to deal with in the meantime. That comes out Wednesday. I didn't list it yet. We talked about this a little bit last night, because it's going to have all the rookies in here similar to this, i.e. they're not going to, you know, obviously the set's coming out on Wednesday. The draft doesn't start till Thursday. This goes to the F's. It's Fountain again. So I didn't really want to break it Wednesday and then not be able to sort it and ship it until Monday, because we've got draft Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I just didn't do anything with it yet. And what we'll probably do is break it either Saturday or Sunday. By then, we will know who got drafted where. Be able to sort it into the correct NFL teams. To 99, Khalil Mack. And this is also numbered 299. It is Justin Reed. Score is another one that has a tremendous number of cards in it. In fact, I don't even think we can do it as a half case. I think we'll probably have to do it something like maybe 3 boxes at a time, which again will be in the 1,500 card range, maybe even a little more than 1,500. Mike Hughes for the H's. Because it has a lot of cards in it. But you can pull some good stuff out of Score sometimes. Out of the hobby anyway. I mean, obviously at retail it's a different matter. Those are usually the blasters. But the hobby has, you know, I don't remember exactly how many autos it has per box. Started to say 5, and then I thought, that may not be right. That may be Bowman Baseball Jumbo that has 5. Thomas for the T's, Rock Thomas. Corey Robertson for the R's. We even had a hit last night for the Q's. How about that? Those don't hit, obviously, as often. They have hits in there, but they don't come out as often. But we did pull a Q last night. Mike White again for the W's. More duplication tonight, it seems, than we had last night as well. And if you're wondering how we determined which boxes are open tonight versus which ones were open last night, when we started the case last night, I took all 12 of the boxes out, numbered them on the end, and then used random.org to determine, oh, very nice, to determine which ones we opened last night. That is 2-5 with a little Des Bryant. Our signature hit here is Dietrich Nichols, and it is cracked ice to 23 for the N bidding position. Whoops, I gotta remember to set that. Here's Josie Jewell again for the Jays. I'm really super happy that New Orleans moved through in the playoffs. I mean, I know we're breaking football, but I'm still just kind of thinking about the basketball game earlier. I mean, I don't know how many of you saw it, if any of you saw it, but Anthony Davis and Jrue Holiday accounted for 2/3 of the scoring for their team. AD had, I think, 47, and Jrue Holiday had maybe 41. I mean, it was crazy how well those two were playing. Another Leighton Vander Esch. So that is 2 already out of this half of the case. We had 2 of him last night. I think he was our only duplicate last night. So the V's are cleaning up with Leighton Vander Esch. He will probably be a first rounder, a defensive player, but I expect he'll be a first rounder. Eric Dickerson, that is also numbered 2/5. Another Justin Reed. Yeah, why can't we be duplicating like Josh Rosen and Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield and all those guys? Why aren't we duplicating all of them? Ooh, maybe we have duplicated Saquon Barkley from last night. Maybe that redemption will be Barkley again when we flip it over tonight. That would be wild. Good. It would be very good for whoever has the B's, if that turns out to be the case. Speaking of the B's, here's Kalen Ballage, numbered 299. Good grief, here comes Mike White again. Is this the third Mike White? For real, guys, I mean, this is a crazy number of Mike White, and I think it's the third one. Good gracious. Nice job with the randomizing, Panini. Thanks for giving us the same player over and over. What in the world? I shouldn't say same player, it's same players. We've hit several players more than once in here tonight. Uh-oh, I see a Cardinal. Oh, but it's Jair Alexander. So, okay, it's not your Lamar Jackson, but I saw the Cardinal. I got so excited for you, Jim. But you know what? Alexander's going to be pretty good too, I think. So he's got a lot of good buzz around him. I know Lamar's the main talk coming out of U of L, but I think Alexander may turn out to be pretty useful. I thought we had it for you, but saw that little red bird. Got all excited there for a second. Josie Jewell for the 550th time. Not really, but I think it's the third or so. I mean, it frustrates me when we pull the same player over and over. I know it frustrates you because it frustrates me, and I don't like that. I just think they could do a better job of randomizing what goes in a case. For the W's, Jake Weineke. Of course, that's a common complaint we all have. Especially it seems like the last couple of years. At any given point, any of them can do it. Topps, or not as much Leaf, I guess, but Topps and Panini both have had their moments over the course of the last year or two where you just open something and think, what happened here? How did we end up with all of the same thing? DJ Chark for a little change of pace, finally. This is on card. And for the C's, Chase Litton for the L's. At last, seeing a little variation. I want to see a Josh Rosen or a Josh Allen or a Baker Mayfield or Sony Michel or Bradley Chubb. Something like that. Let's see that come out here out of these last few packs. Traquan Smith for the S. Yeah, I guess if we break beyond these first couple of cases, I guess if we broke a third case of this, which I do not currently have on hand, but I might order in. But if we do break a third case of it by the time we broke the third case, I guess we would know who had gone everywhere. Hayden Hurst for the H's. Well, if I could get the sleeve open, it might be easier to get the card in, right? If I actually have the sleeve open up at the top. Hayden Hurst is, I thought was an on card at first glance, but it's not. It's actually a sticker. We have 2 packs left, which means we have 2 hits left to find and still a redemption yet to flip over. Anthony Averett, $2.99 for the A's. All right, last pack mojo. We have Clay Helton to 49 as a numbered insert. And then Marcus Davenport for the D's is our last hit out of the pack. Now keep in mind, I've still got to flip the redemption here in a hot second. So we are still going to have one more hit to take a look at. And then once we flip the redemption, there'll be a couple of things we'll do. I'll go to the Panini website, and that's what we will use to find out what, if anything, it's going to be numbered to. Normally, that's also where we would verify a team. Of course, in this case, it's first letter of the last name, so we don't have to worry about verifying teams, but we will go see what it's numbered to. We'll also then give away those cards by way of random.org, and then finally, we will recap. And by golly, it is another Saquon Barkley. Can you all believe? Last night was Cracked Ice variation. Was last night variation A or variation B? I want to say it was variation B. Here it is tonight, variation A. So Saquon Barkley coming out twice out of this case, both Cracked Ice to 23 with the variations. Well, I know it's going to be numbered to 23 because it was last night. I think this will be too, but anyway, we will first go to the checklist and look that up, but that is just crazy. So I guess at least maybe that's the one good thing about them not doing a better job randomizing. We got another nice Saquon Barkley out of here, so we'll take that anyway. And of course the drop down menu takes a minute to roll through, but we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, RPS College Cracked Ice Ticket Variation A is what we're looking for. College, where'd I go? RPS. And Saquon is card number 105. Right there he is. Once again, yes, number 223. So, man, if the same person happened to buy the B bidding position 2 nights in a row, I don't know if they did or not, but if they did, they'd be pretty happy along about now. All right, this stack of collegiate connections. Of course, we've got a player on the left and a player on the right with different last names. So what I will do is go to random.org. I always enter things top to bottom if a card is oriented that way, left to right if it's oriented this way. So I will simply type in left side of the card, right side of the card, and we'll do random 3 different times. The first 2 times do not count. It is the third and final random that will make that decision for us. All right, so here's the first one, doesn't count. Second one you can ignore. Third one is for all the money. So there we go. 3 times. There's our date and time stamp. It comes up the right side of the card. So we'll take a quick little spin through these. So, of course, that one will go to the E for Evans, the J's, the R's, the K's, M, H, M, R, G, B, J, E, M, so on and so forth. So it's going to be the player on the right-hand side. But just buzzing through here real quickly so that you can take a look at it. In case one of these is coming your way, you will know who is who. Lots of duplicates in there, but we have found that that's kind of how it's rolling tonight, right? I do not believe we hit a Richmond or a Loletta tonight, Ohio Baseball Card Exchange. This is to 49, Clay Helton. To 5, we have Eric Dickerson. To 5, we have Des Bryant. Khalil Mack to 99. The Adrian Peterson, is to 15. To 99 is Pat Mahomes. And let's recap our hits. Saquon Barkley, RPS College Cracked Ice Ticket Variation A. That, of course, goes to bidding position B for Barkley, and it will be numbered to 23. To the D, to the A, H, S, L, C, W, J, A, W, B, R, V, J, N, W, R. That was Robertson, right? Yes, R. I didn't forget that a second time. T, H, R, F, W, M, S. That was W, V, L, J, F, J, S, S, H, H, and C. So that is how the recap looks tonight, and that is actually the last of what we have to break for tonight as well. I will put up the spreadsheet information again real quickly, just in case anyone happened to miss it earlier with your anticipated shipping date and all that kind of stuff. So there is our info once again, and listed as Tuesday. I really anticipate being able to get this out to you a little early, but to be on the safe side, we'll leave it as Tuesday for right now. Of course, our free shipping break's anticipated to go Friday, unless you have another package going in the interim, and it might hitch a ride. And a quick little spin through with what we have coming up in the days ahead. We'll be doing more Contenders draft picks on Monday and Tuesday. Of course, Sunday is Diamond Kings. Wednesday and Thursday, our cases will both be Bowman Baseball, which comes out on Wednesday. So lots of one-box breaks and memorabilia and things like that interspersed. But for our cases, that's what we're looking at in the next few days. And that's it for tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday evening and have a good rest of your weekend. Until I see you next time, take care. Bye-bye.